So for several years, 3 to 5 years, this body experienced complete silence, complete soul state, with ultimate knowledge appearing, but with no thing to speak on its behalf or convey what it was trying to express, not through a soul voice or a soul person, but simply life, the wholeness of life trying to be understood, because the body is now exposed to this pure state of being. So our misinterpretation of mind and thoughts and vocal ways from ego mind is totally understood when experiencing full enlightenment, because the enlightened state realizes that silence is soul. The space between the words is soul. And ego only speaks on its behalf. But before awakening enlightenment, it is one mind. You see, it is ego mind. But it is fluctuating with no awareness from this ego mind. So what is taking place is human, identity, form, things, everything. Okay? There's completely only one mind that is appearing to be conveyed. But the actual fact is, whenever there's a space between the words, the soul is trying and create some more space so that this mind can stop and realize and inquire. There must be something more than this human state. There must be a purpose. There has to be a purpose. I don't know what it is. Awakening means the ego mind shuts down and is dead, lying on the floor. Enlightenment means silence, stillness, soul state comes in. But then, after a period of a period of time for whatever you are, the two begin to come and merge, and oneness is experienced again. What remains through the enlightened state is an awareness that the soul, if silence is left for a specific amount of time, it will speak. An ego mind will try and understand it and try and convey it. I don't know if you understand these words. And rather than human state speaking all the time, there is now a sort of balance between, wait a minute, something is coming through. Silence. And during this silence, something is explained, not to you, by pure mind, by the soul, to ego mind, to the body, of what is being revealed. And the ego mind will try and explain it. And the ego mind within this whole body of soul and ego body will misinterpret it. But not through a misinterpretation of not understanding, a misinterpretation of not being able to convey it to other minds who are thinking with a different mindset. The ego mind from an enlightened body state is saying it exactly as it is. Just like at the earlier point of this video, when misinterpretation of ego minds are different. So when a saint or a guru says, or an awakening person, enlightened person says, nothing exists, The silence before this statement was made is soul. There was a period of silence where soul is just appearing as stillness. Ego mind is then picking up on this to try and convey it on behalf of soul, pure mind. And it says it as it is. Nothing exists. Then after this, there's another pause. Yeah? And whatever, if soul wants to take a back step and allow ego to continue with this human thing. So very soon, very frequently, you'll hear every single human being saying some strange thing, followed by another, even stranger thing. So, let's improvise. Silence. Soul has nothing to say. Through its infinite knowledge. There's nothing to say. I don't want to say. I just want to experience and be here. So ego mind says, well, I have to speak and try and interpret this. So ego mind says, nothing exists. Anyone listening says, that's ridiculous. It's an absolute ridiculous comment to make. Everything exists. Then pause. Soul says, on you go, ego. You've said it for me, without words. Ego then says, so, let's have a cup of tea then. Other minds say, that's better. Thought that one had lost it for a moment. Yeah? What made you say that rash statement? That is why an enlightened being does not accept mental illness. Whatever comes through a human body can be a fluctuation of soul and ego, conflicting, a soul and ego merging as one, or soul state only, with ego saying what soul is trying to convey. Soul might be saying, this universe, I feel like I am this universe. And ego says, I am the universe. And other minds say, lock him up. Mentally ill. See? Osho, perfect example of being of soul and ego balanced. Very much silence between his wording. Someone asks a question. Ego is not thinking of the answer. Soul is not even interested in what the question is. Soul is speaking, thinking about what it is trying to convey. Ego mind picks it up and interprets it. Not even relevant to the question sometimes. Takes a way off in some sort of tangent. And everyone thinks Osho's mad. But the pauses are soul. That is why many gurus and saints say, and I couldn't really understand this before awakening, but now it's fully understood. When you're at a satsang or listening to a saint or a guru talk, it's very important that you listen to the spaces between what the guru says. It's very important that you listen to the spaces, not the words, you see. The words are taking you to the space, and the space is being described by the words. Many saints and gurus say, you are the space, you see. The soul is saying everything is the same space. The ego mind says everything is the same space. So you must be the space. I am the space. All is space. I don't know if these words make any sense. But the space, when it's elongated through an enlightened state of a 3 to 5 year, for this body, spell of silence, of only experiencing soul state, still interacting, but not in a interest, not in a no interest act, not really interested in what's going on, simply answering very basic questions, peeing, eating, walking, trying to look as though something normal is here. But really, only soul is appearing for that. And when this ego returns and it merges, there is a very nice balance between soul and ego, where sometimes you find yourself, I want to go and just be soul. So therefore, this samadhi state, I think they call it, is instantly. The space between the words, the space between the pause, between everything. When soul has spoken without speaking, and ego is conveying an expression that is not known to other minds, like nothing exists. Something is there to be learned, but not from the words. See? Not from the words. How the words are conveyed, the space before the words come and the space after the words have been accepted. Silence. There will be an automatic experience of what this speaker has said. You will become what the speaker says is taking place. You will become this non-existing nothing for a moment. And then the speaker may say, let's have a cup of tea. He goes back. God, thank God, I nearly disappeared. Namaste.